But he didn't just change and just play 100 yards off the rest of the game either. He still kept he still was competitive, still challenged the guys at the line, and must have made a couple adjustments because I didn't feel like they got him again.
Kyle, that series you mentioned, not only was there that long play, but there was also the pass interference in the end zone, and they got no points out of that. So a real plus for your defense at that point in the game.
Yeah, they were huge, and I mean, there's. They thought they did a good job not giving them too many freebies. It's always a challenge when you got a running quarterback and you got their receivers who are threats always on screens and bubbles and stuff. They broke us down on that last drive, him escaping the pocket, I want to say on all three of those plays, and then getting the personal foul right by their sideline right there. But the resilience of the D was great.
Did you make a conscious decision early in the game to just let Jimmy just keep playing to kind of work out his problems on his own?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see a ton of problems from him. I know there was a couple throws that were off. I can't see all those screens. I didn't know if they were bad throws or not. Still expect our guys to catch those, but I think our whole offense had to. I felt like that was the case for all 11 guys a little bit, not just Jimmy. They were playing some soft zones where there's some space, but it's tough to get the big one, and it's tough to get past that front five. When you negate your run game like they did early, puts a lot of pressure on these guys, but for them to go through that, not turn it over at all, and just being patient and letting our defense kind of settle down and not give up too many points, I thought it was a really, really good team victory. Yeah, I mean, it's same as, I know this was only our second game, but it's same as always. I thought about a couple of situations and stuff, but went a different direction. It's kind of just like any other play call.
How important is Jimmy Garoppolo's linebacker mentality when you need to ask him to go in there and go for the short yardage runs?
He gives me a lot of confidence in those. He's never been stopped on one. So I think the only time he did was when he false started. So I think he was 11-11 before today. Yeah, I mean, I know he is. I've been around him long enough. Jimmy is real good at that stuff. He's real competitive. I mean, he made a hell of a play. I want to say it was might have been 3rd and 2 where we didn't get the guys open and he ran around and ran and moved the chains. I think there ended up being a penalty on them also in that play. But no, Jimmy, he's a football player.
Why such a screen-heavy game plan to take advantage of the direction and offense?
Yeah, just how soft they were. It's hard to get by those guys, and when you got real soft coverages with a really good pass rush, they're giving it to you. And I thought we had some good ones. It always, we're finding out it's a little bit harder because guys can't throw on screens. They've taken out that rule to show you can't cut block on screens, so it's very hard for those guys to block people. So I'm thinking as many yards as we would have liked on them, but they were there throughout the game. I mean, that's what you have to do to be a good football team. I mean, each week is a totally different week and a totally different story, and in all three phases. And to have that win that we were real proud of versus Detroit. I know those last 2 minutes we weren't. To lose a couple guys and go spend the week away down at the Greenbrier. I was just happy we fought together and come out, and you'd love for this one to be easier, but we found a way to get a really tough win. And going on these back-to-back road trips, I think we've won the last 6 of them. And they're not easy. The guys, you go through some ups and downs and want to get home, but I'm really happy winning both of these 2, and we got to make sure that we don't have a let-up coming back, because I think we have done that a little bit in the past after being on the road twice. You remind the guys we'll get some rest these next 2 days, but you can't let up after that.
Kyle, I know Mitchell did come back in the game, but you seem to indicate maybe that is possibly serious injury, and do you know the severity of Hasty's ankle injury?
I don't know Hasty's severity of it. I mean, he said he was good enough to come back in, so that's when you think it's a stinger. But until you have time to go get an MRI and stuff like that, you never know. But, yeah, hoping it was just a stinger. I usually feel good about that when the way he was talking and the way he was able to come back in the game. But it was a really good job by Trenton. He's only been here, I think, since Wednesday, and we dressed him to really help us out on special teams today. From what I saw, I think he did a hell of a job, and we weren't expecting him to go in at running back. But I think he did go in for a couple carries, and we're just glad he knew what to do. From what I saw, he was great. I mean, him and Tard deep. I mean, they took some shots on both of those guys. I know they took them on the corners too. Made some great plays down the field against some very fast and skilled receivers. When that ball's that high and that far, usually the receivers got some better ball skills than the safeties, but I thought our guys didn't panic. They had the speed to get that back there and not get the PI, and saved us on a number of plays.
On their fourth goal play, I can't imagine that you guys game plan for that specific play that they ran, but he didn't seem to be too quiet. Is that something that, Nico was alerted to, that they could try something like that down there?
I mean, the way this league works, you got to be alert to every single play. It really doesn't matter if they run it, when stuff works in this league, you're going to see it a bunch the next week with how everyone's connected with the computers and stuff, what we can watch. So I think that was the Philly special Super Bowl play, and since people have done that, you got to be ready for it every week.
You want to hear Nick Bosa never complains about being home. Is it frustrating for you to watch that happen throughout the game?
Yeah, it's always frustrating. It's tough, but sometimes it happens worse than others. But I didn't really get a chance to see it all today, so I don't know how bad it was. But I'll see when I'm on the plane.
I'll take 3 more. How big was that drive at the end of the first half? Just to get momentum going into halftime, your offense had kind of been in a rut most of the half, just to kind of get that long drive and kind of get the monkey off your back.
Oh, it was huge. I mean, starting out the way we did, it gets tougher and tougher the more you can't loosen guys up. And then to start back on I think it was our 3-yard line, definitely doesn't make things easier. But we had a couple key third downs. I think that was the one that I think Ayuk made a hell of a catch on 3rd and 3. I think it was that drive. The ball was a little bit high, and he made it and just kept the chains moving. And, when you haven't done anything, not much throughout the whole game, I'd guess we probably had, 35 yards total at that time at the most. And then to get 97 on one drive definitely sent you into the locker room, especially with having a lead at the time, feeling a lot better.
You mentioned it was unbelievable that you were up 7-3 at halftime.
What's that?
Use the word unbelievable to say you were up 7-3 at halftime. It's unbelievable. You've been doing this for a while. Do you recall other games when you were dominated in some ways so much in the first half and had the lead?
Yeah, I mean, 97-yard drive, I want to throw the word dominated with it, So we got, yeah, but it's a whole half, so I'm going to count all of it. Yeah, they're a physical team. It's tough. I mean, it's no panic or anything, but you know how hard it is. And, they got us in a couple runs early on that starts way in our backfield. And, I think we had a chance to move the chains if we could execute a couple of those screens, but we're just off. And fortunately, our defense held tight. And, when they give up a big go route that's going to give them about a 96-yard drive, that feeling gets going like, oh, my gosh, what's happening? But you just keep playing. It's one play at a time, and I thought everyone did that. And when you do that and you do it the right way and you don't turn it over, and you look at that scoreboard and it's not how it feels. And I think that's because of, the character of the guys and how hard they did and that they didn't let anything affect them.
Say one more. We're good.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Hey, Faithful, don't forget to click here and subscribe.